Well, it's a market garden kind of day. Did the cold kill them? No. Did something eat them? Yes. Now I have two likely suspects. We may have to call time on this little chap. Well, it looks like a little bird made its end down here. I did see a bird of prey the other day, and I think it was a peregrine or a sparrowhawk. But there's loads of these little tiny feathers just outside the shed. They look yellowy, so I think a blue tit or a great tit was for dinner. Well, Misty March is here to stay, it seems, and it's the time to start sowing. I've got some seeds on the go at home. The first aubergines are coming up. It's very exciting. We've got to start sorting the beds out. You can see quite a lot of weeds have come into here, so I need to go and buy some really industrial strength black plastic that I can use for years and years to come, so it's not a one-use plastic, and just cover these beds. But first, we need to wildlife proof this entire area. Now, I'm all for wildlife, you know that, and I'm actively actually encouraging it onto our property. But the problem with that is they do come along and eat stuff. So we need to make sure that we try and prevent them or deter them from coming into the market garden. The other day it was really warm and my ranunculus are in a little low tunnel, so I took the low tunnel off, let them get some air, and I forgot to put it back on overnight. Did the cold kill them? No. Did something eat them? Yes. So let's have a little look. They haven't been destroyed, but you can see something has come along and had a nice old nibble of a lot of these leaves. And they'd even pulled out this one here. They'd even pulled the corm out because they'd been nibbling it so much. So it just goes to show that we are definitely going to have to protect the market garden with electric netting. Now I have two likely suspects. Number one, Mr. Rabbit, because I've seen lots of poo. Number two, Little Miss Muntjac, because if you remember before, we found those little muntjac hooves and they're just around the corner there. So I think they've been coming down into the market garden for a bit of a munch. We're still working on my buff Nanking cock. He's probably been like this for 3 months now. He is terribly thin. He's been wormed, he's on vitamins, he's on a high protein food, and I just can't get him walking. This is as good as he gets. I brought him back to the farm because it's warm enough for now for him to live in the shed in his little cat box, and we're going to persevere because, as I said before, he's quite happy, he just can't move around. He eats, he drinks, so we'll see, but we may have to call time on this little chap. There's nothing quite like a bit of fresh bedding. We are still on avian flu lockdown restrictions here. I cannot wait to get these guys out. But for now, I just enjoy watching them play with the new bedding when it comes in. Now, electric fencing is by no means bulletproof, especially when it comes to deer, because they're able to jump quite high. However, the hoof prints that I've seen around here have been very small, so I do think they're muntjac. And although muntjac can jump, I'm not sure they'd want to try and jump over this and get shocked. So if they come up and put their nose against it and get shocked, it will hopefully deter them from going in any further. With the rabbits, I picked a job lot up of electric fencing when we first moved here for 100 quid. I got 150 metres. And this one in particular is really good because at the bottom, you can see how tight knit this mesh is. A rabbit is not getting through that, especially if it's electrified. Now, unlike the paddock netting, where I don't spend a lot of time getting it perfect because I'm moving it all the time, this is going to be in place long term. So I need to spend some time today taking it all the way around, tightening it so it gets as tight as possible so we don't get little bits like this where it's, you know, not lying on the floor properly. The bottom strand, this black strand, doesn't carry a charge. So you can use this to pin it into the ground to stop things going underneath, which is very helpful. And then I just need to go around with the strimmer underneath all the bits so that there's no grass and foliage touching this netting to short it out. Just a quick shout out, if you enjoy watching the Brimwood Farm videos and our life here at the farm, I have started a newsletter and the link is just down below. So by you joining the newsletter, it means that I can always keep you up to date. Now this side is a bit of a pain because I didn't have enough electric fencing to go all the way around. So I've had to kind of cut down here, but then I forgot. I've got my compost man right in the way. So over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be working on spreading more of the soil across the market garden anyway. And we're going to start from this end because then I can bring this fencing straight across. Now I do have one more electric netting kit. I have another energizer, another battery. The only thing I think I'm missing is one of the leads that last year got trapped in one of the chicken doors when it was super windy, so that lead broke. But this is only going to be on at night, and the rams and Connie are only going to be out in the day, so I can just switch that lead back and forth until I buy a new one, which is no problem. I don't need to put the netting on now, because I've got nothing out here, but I do need, it's just one of those jobs I can get done today before the season starts getting crazy busy, and it's just another thing I've got to do when I've already got a multitude of other things to do. I need to go along this entire deadwood hedge and just trim that all back, and then I need to start doing more beds. I need to put down more cardboard and then compost on top. And if you want to find out more about the flower farm, then I will link to a video up here about the flower farm crops that I'm growing this year, and I'll see you in that video. I am also still yet to discover what, if anything, is using this nest box. I did climb the tree the other day. I didn't take any pictures because I left my phone on the floor just in case I dropped it or I fell out the tree, but I am standing here alive to live another day, so that didn't happen. What I did find was interesting. The box originally had just had a thin layer of sawdust in the bottom, and it was absolutely filled right up to the brim, up to the nesting hole brim, with ash twigs. That was apart from one corner where it was hollowed out, where something had obviously nested. I've cleaned the entire box out, and I did find a couple of little skulls and also some groups of feathers. Not individual feathers like have been molted, but groups of feathers like something had been caught, like a blue tit or something, and taken in and fed to babies. But I don't know any birds of prey that actually would collect and build a nest to that extent. If you have any ideas, please let me know. I'm thinking it could possibly have been a squirrel, but then squirrels don't. Why would there be skulls in there? The other possibility is maybe hooded crows or jackdaws. I guess they could have had carrion and stuff in there. I don't know. I will keep a very close eye on it this year. I can never do this with my arm. This way. There. I will keep a very close eye on it this year, and hopefully we'll find out exactly what has been using it.